Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, this is Boisterous coming to you with some Platinum League Pandemonium out of the map Newkirk City. Spying down here in the bottom right-hand corner, we do have CoconutDonut as the red Protoss, and down here in the bottom left-hand corner, we do have fingrknitter as the blue Terran, and I feel like I'm about to cough, but I'm just going to ignore it. I'm going to suppress it. I'm going to not do it. I'm going to not do it. Spotty, stop. Stop. And I just hit my earbud on my pop filter like 3 or 4 times in a row, so you probably heard some static, but I really don't want to go back and fix this because this is the first time I've managed to get 30 seconds into this game without my StarCraft 2 crashing because of a like OpenGL DirectX issue. I don't know. I didn't really read the error message. I was kind of just like, ooh, fix. But I want a CoconutDonut now. I really do. That sounds amazing. And every time I see this guy's name, I'm like, ooh, I want to go there. I really do. CoconutDonuts do sound amazing. And it looks like CoconutDonut not wanting his opponent to actually have fun, just saying good luck. Probably one of the most BM moves you can actually pull in StarCraft 2, because this is a game. I mean, it's all about fun. Having luck is great and all, but having fun's the important part, because again, game. But anyway, guys, as far as regular old announcements go, you'll be able to check me out next Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 9 p.m. on Tuesday and Thursday, and at 5 p.m. on Sunday, commentating for the Underrated Gaming Team League, which is going to be awesome, and it's going to be huge, and it's for $500, and it has like 44 teams over 10 weeks, and it's going to be like 400 hours of commentary from various commentators, including myself. On 9 p.m. on Tuesday, you will be able to watch me cast O Gaming versus the Freaks Clan. On Thursday, it's going to be Team Killing Spree versus the EXE Ghost Squad, and then on Sunday, it's going to be EXE versus Exion. And, you know, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm going to be commentating with a lot of new people. It's going to be interesting, and I can't wait for it. I can't wait. It's going to be great. I'm so super excited for this team league to kick off, and hopefully it lasts into, you know, season 3, season 4. Hopefully I'm back every year because, you know, maybe I'll just cuss myself out and then I'll never be invited back. But, you know, you never know. I might actually succeed. It's a small chance, but it's a chance I'm willing to take. It looks like we do have fingrknitter going for a very fast reactor on this early barracks, which is interesting. I mean, I guess I could see Reapers coming out, but Reapers are weird, and you didn't really get a fast enough gas to actually build Reapers, so it's probably just going to be Marine pressure. Because Marine pressure is actually pretty good against Protoss players still. I mean, the Mothership Core definitely doesn't help at all as far as actually getting that to be useful, but yeah, a lot of players aren't going for Mothership Cores right now, and they're in fact just, you know, being a little bit strange like that. It looks like we do have CoconutDonut dropping an interestingly placed pylon right here in between the mineral fields and the Vespene Geyser, so we might actually see some hidden tech, because that's really the only reason you would put a pylon there. I don't think there's a lot of other stuff you would do with that. I mean, I guess if you wanted to like really preemptively put a photon cannon behind your mineral line, but there's no hints at ghosts yet, so I doubt that's the thing. It looks like we do have 2 Marines coming out at a time from this barrack, so it will be just, you know, a lot of Marines getting produced, and actually it might still be Reapers. I could still see Reapers coming out from this. But probably not anymore, because he's actually going for that factory. So we might see a lift up on the factory and a switch to, you know, get some Hellions out, maybe some Hellbats, maybe a Widowmine or 2. That would be fun. I love those units. Those things are really good. Widowmines are really good units, and I think that they are perfectly balanced. And Blizzard, you're amazing at making a game, because Widowmines are definitely a thing. They definitely exist as a thing, and it looks like we have both of our players now dropping their expansions down. The Terran player, of course, taking the very, you know, safe route of building it in his main base. Doesn't want it to get scouted or known about until, you know, it actually lands and starts mining. And our Protoss player is just dropping the Nexus down at the natural because, you know, they're Protoss and they can't actually lift their buildings off. And it looks like we do have both of our players going for very standard builds at this point. The barracks is going to be here, and it looks like we do have the factory actually moving, you know, across the base to get onto the reactor, which kind of makes sense. I mean, it's a distance, but yeah, okay, I can see that. And it's going to be interesting to see what he's going to be producing. It looks like it is going to be Widowmines, which isn't too much of a surprise, because Hellions kind of suck versus Protoss. Actually, no, I shouldn't even say kinda. Hellions, they suck versus Protoss. They're really not good units at all. Like, just don't use them. Just build Widowmines. They're way way better. And it looks like we did have a scan going down there, and we'll be able to, yeah, that sees that there's a nexus there, right? Right, that sees that there's a nexus there, yeah. And it looks like he will also be scanning and seeing a lot of the tech structures, but I mean, it's not too much of a surprise. The Twilight Council is a little bit weird for a PvT on Newkirk because there's not really a good blink spot on this map. And, you know, with Widow Mines, it's very hard to actually do a sort of aggressive blink play just because they're so good at locking down areas. And, you know, as soon as your stalkers actually get into the opponent's base, they're never going to leave because they're just going to die to Widow Mines. It looks like we do have the warp-ins on the stalkers happening now. This force is still not too formidable. I mean, it's only 7 units, 4 stalkers, 3 sentries, so a reasonable build, but it's nothing too scary. As far as the Terran player goes, it looks like we do have Stimpak coming out before combat shields, but oh right, there's no speed boost anymore. Right, okay, I was like, what, did he build speed boost? Did he build speed boost? No, there's no speed boost, right? Yeah, no, there's no speed boost. Alright, that confused me for way longer than it had to, but it looks like we do have the starport coming out from fingrknitter. Where did the Widow Mines go? Oh, the Widow Mines are just burrowed over here. They're being sneaky. They don't want to be seen. They like being hidden. And what is this Widow Mine doing? This is like the weirdest place Widow Mine to play against a Protoss player, because honestly, if a Protoss player comes in for a drop, he's not going to fly his dropship there. He's going to fly his warp prism right there, and then he's going to phase shift it and, you know, spawn in a ton of stuff and then kill you. I don't quite know the point behind this Widow Mine. Maybe to snipe off an observer if an observer comes around at a weird angle, but that's still a little bit strange. It looks like we do have the 2 forges wrapping up for CoconutDonut, so we are going to see a pretty big move into I think it's just going to be a gateway army, to be quite perfectly honest, especially with this blink coming out. And this blink is just about to finish up, so we are going to see a blink timing attack. There will be no other upgrades on these stalkers, so I still don't think it's going to be that scary. I mean, this army, it really is not too big. The proxy pylon is not down yet, and they're going to be running right into Widow Mines, and Widow Mines are just a little bit more frightening than stalkers are. And by that, I mean Widow Mines actually genuinely one-shot stalkers, and then they just laugh as they win the game. It looks like he did do a little bit of a check to see if there was a 4th base up, but, you know, he's not gonna do anything. And he's just gonna back off, even though he just got blinked. He's just not even gonna engage, which is a perfectly normal thing to do. Because, honestly, you know, Widow Mines are kind of hard to fight against, especially when there's 4 of them and they're all clumped at the front of the enemy. Like, if he moved in, not only would he get rolled by the bunker, like hilariously rolled by the bunker, he would get even more hilariously rolled by all of the Widow Mines that would just absolutely decimate his entire force. It looks like we are going to have the Dark Shrine coming up from our red Protoss player, if I can just find it. Where is the Dark Shrine? It's somewhere in here. There it is. Okay, so it's in a little bit of a weird spot, but I guess I can see it. I mean, it's just in one of those spots where you hide Protoss tech a lot. And it looks like we do have +1/+1 just about to finish for CoconutDonut, so we are going to have a very rapid extend onto that tech path of, you know, upgrades, which is a pretty good choice for Protoss players. I mean, the upgrades are very potent now, and they're actually the cheapest out of all of the races. I do believe, yeah, they are. Yeah, they're definitely the cheapest out of all the races. Yeah, I'm definitely not talking out my ass there. Definitely not. I definitely know that off the top of my head. Yes, I do. Yeah, okay. I just did not need to check that at all. They're just so much cheaper. Protoss so OP. Alright, so anyway, it looks like we do have the barracks coming down for fingrknitter. That will be a move up to 4 barracks. The starport still doesn't have anything producing out of it, which is weird and kind of interesting. It looks like we did have the Widow Mine get a little bit of a snipe off. I'm not quite sure what it killed. Did he kill an observer? I guess he could have killed an observer. No, he doesn't. Does he even have a... No, he doesn't have a robotics facility. Did it kill a Dark Templar? Because that would be hilarious. Alright, whatever. The Widow Mine exploded, and I don't know what I killed, because I wasn't actually paying attention to the Widow Mine. But, you know, that's alright. That's a-okay. Perfectly reasonable. And I'm interested to see what's going to go on in this game, because it looks like fingrknitter is just building up a very formidable bio ball. And honestly, CoconutDonut does not really have a good army to fight against this. I mean, Dark Templar are only good if your opponent doesn't have detection. And when you're playing against the Terran player in Heart of the Swarm, you're gonna lose, because they have scans, which are ridiculously strong already. Then they also have ravens, which have been significantly buffed to make them more valuable in any sort of Terran composition. And they have Widow Mines. There's not really a big chance for you to actually do damage there. So we are going to see a move up here, but I do not see this working out at all. I mean, I'm just excited to watch these Widow Mines explode, because this is going to be great. This is going to be so awesome, because these can actually like one-shot the entire Stalker Ball. I'm pumped right now. I am so excited. It looks like we do have pylons going down kind of all over the place, but there is the move in. Ooh. All right, well, it looks like a nice blink is actually going to manage to whiff off one of the Widow Mine shots, which actually makes it a lot more cost effective. But again, when your army is Dark Templars, you are not in a strong position, because Dark Templars, not particularly great fighting units. It does look like he does manage to get off and kill the missile turret, which is pretty useful. However, there is still a scan left for our Terran player, and it looks like the Widow Mines are about to become usable again, and there are a couple of shots, and alright, well, CoconutDonut's mad, and what? How did I miss this? How did I miss this Widow Mine? Guys, how did you let me miss that Widow Mine? What are you guys doing? Come on. I should have been hearing you guys through the internet and through space-time, yelling at me that there was a Widow Mine drop in the main base. Alright, well, you know, that was... okay, that was a game. I mean, Widow Mines are kind of just hilarious, and you really can't go gateway units anymore, especially if you go Dark Templar. That was just a... I don't know why you're calling your opponent bad when your strategy was literally to try to win with Dark Templar. Because that's awful. I mean, that's probably one of the worst strategies in the world, like, ever at this point. So anyway, guys, if you want your games commentated, send them on into boisteroussc2@gmail.com. Also, if you like more Boisterous action, head over to youtube.com/user/boisteroussc2. Be sure to send those games in. Be sure to watch me commentate the URTL. It is going to be awesome and very, very exciting and so much fun. And it's just gonna be a generally jolly good old time. So anyway, guys, this is Boisterous signing out.